Well, we are working on heavy modular frames. We've got encased industrial beams and pipes, which requires steel. And I want to re-record some truck routes, but we're going to leave that for a bit. I want to get the pipe done, because we're going to have to build another floor in our steel factory. But I've got some of the ingots for the pipes allocated for the heavy modular frames, but not for the pipes for the encased industrial beams. So we'll do the pipes first for the not just pipes, and then once that's done, we will then start work on the next floor of these, and we'll go from there. Because actually then this next batch is going to be the last steel ingots before we move to coke ingots. So this one is for the pipes. It should be. It's 180. Let's have a look. So that's the 180. And then if we look at our steel pipe, it's 6 machines. So we need to go and build 6 steel pipe constructors. And then the steel pipes are in this building here, I'm pretty sure. Yep, okay. Now I might change these, to be honest. And what I mean by change is just, I'm going to bring them across to here, I think, at least. I'll bring it across to the center at least, and then I can yeah, I think it's gonna need to be. Let's have a look. So those ones are coming in there. And that's a double, and there's still room for that and that. If I did 6, then that would fit. So I want them to be in this same position. So the constructor is the middle of the arches in the 3rd joint. So that's the 1st join, that's the 2nd join, that's the 3rd join, and I think I actually want it to be, what's that, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's start, we'll leave it start there. 6, 7, 8. I can only fit 8 on this floor. And I just realised. Yeah, I'll use the other blueprint. Okay, this will change. I'll change how that works, but that's fine there. But I'm going to get rid of this, and I forgot that I have this one. It's got the splitters and mergers built into it. Horsey Mart, welcome. Hey, I did it. I put hydrogen pipes under the map. Awesome. Glad to hear. To Glad, welcome. Good to see you. That's a good idea, Horsey. Can't see it. Oh yeah, so I'm going to move these. So they're coming from below. So I can actually move that one way over here. To be honest. Because it's a different height than that one. It can go here. That's where I probably want to put it. And then yeah, we'll do that. No unsightly pipes on the surface. That's not a bad thing, Horsey. That's not a bad thing at all. And the other one was here, this one here. Which is actually coming out from here. Alright. Just a sec. I'll put so it would need to be there. I think so. I went on a hard drive hunt yesterday evening, got quite a few recipes, makes life easier, and we like easier. Yep, hard drive hunt, getting some of those alternates needs to be done. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of that. Actually, yeah, I'm going to get rid of that. And I'll get rid of that. So these both come down to the end here. And this one here. They're both Mark 1. So I'm going to bring them here and here. And then I'm going to get rid of that one. And this one. Alright, so now that clears up on that. And then I just have to hook them up from down below. Oh, you idiot. I'm just going to add this one here. Let me do this, and then I'll fix up. I'll connect them first. So this one, do this, that sorts that one out. Oops, wrong way. And then I'll just tidy up above. Okay, so that tidies that up for me. Perfect. There we go. Alright, they are now working again. So that means these aren't encumbered by what was there. And then this can now go in the center here. And I'm not sure exactly which way. I'm going to bring this one out one. Alright, so these will be outputting steel pipe at 100%, 6 of them. Copy. Paste. I needed to fix this over here too, I reckon. Get rid of that, that. And do that. Right, so I've still got 2 machines for other purposes. I don't need these anymore. And that was 20 each, so 20, 40, 60. And I just need to give power to it. Is that going to... Nope, that's going to be fine. Right, and then the output of that needs to make its way over to up there. So that one might go this way somehow. It could go along here. It could come along this way. Oh, this is the Encased Industrial Beams. Alright, so it's going to come... Oh yeah, yep. Yep, this pipe, I believe this is the Encased Industrial Beams, so pretty sure there's room all the way for that to follow. We get to here, we may just have to go up, which isn't a big deal. Yeah, and then when we get to here, trying to think. There's no reason. Yep. And it will be 120 steel pipes. So that's Mark II. And then that will come in, and we might go up the same. If we go up next to it, that should be fine. Let's go up and see. And this one would come and go. Yep. Okay, so Steel Pipe Mark II. Which is going to be this one here. Right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 high. Or it's, yeah, 4 from the roof. I'm going to bring it this way. So I'm going to do that. looks about right. Right, that looks like that steel pipe coming in. So this would be Mark 2 to here. I'll make sure I did the other one correct. That one's correct. That one is correct. And then that one's correct. Perfect. Alright. That overflow is operating. Alright, so now we just bring this down. And I'm going to bring it down like this. All right. Let's take it back all the way. We might take it back all the way at the same height, rather than change it. Which I think that one, oh yeah, it's that one there. Getting a bit confused there. That's the correct one. The same. Nope, that random click didn't make it. That's it. And then that, we're going to have to do some trickery here, probably here. When we get to here, let's go with, this is the center, yeah, let's go with this. So that to there, and then, no. And then that can come to whatever height I need it to be. Probably that height there anyway. Yep, and then probably too long to reach that distance. So that's going Alright, that's the output. Let's bring in the ingots and then we'll move on to getting the next floor set up. Let's put some signs down. We need to do our input overflow. So I think if we go with, where are we? Blueprints, logistics, down the bottom. Like that. If I did that there, then they're in line with that. What's the other one? There's one that goes left. I think I actually want to do it that way. Yeah, like that. That one there. But it's running left, so... That's, well. Have to rebuild all that anyways, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Well, it doesn't have to be, no, actually, because I don't. That just needs to be a Mark III. That's steel pipe. and straight ahead's overflow. So I think that's what I want. Alright, so that's my overflow dealt with. So now let's just bring in the product, which what lane is available. We could excuse me, I could go across that way. It's that one over there. Can I? I suppose I could. Oh, I can now. Oh, that's... Oh yeah, why don't we do that? So if I did that there... I think if I did it to here, That's much nicer. And I might just replace that. Now, is there any reason why I can't shift that one over? Oh no, because it goes that way. But the whole point of the exercise was, I think, that there, yeah. Yes, so I can now shift this one across. That's what I was trying to do. And I can do that now. That's beautiful. Things are looking prettier. And then that means I can now bring from that direction into here a Mark III. Do this one here. Right, now I can bring it backwards. In the straight mode to there. That's perfect. Right, and then this, I still will have to go, well, I can go above, over. I can do this now. Mind you, if we're going that way, I'll just jump over onto that. So my output's going to be from the next floor up. If I drop that down, that should be 180 ingots that we're going to drop out now. Yep. And then if I was to go to 3. To there. Gonna reach there, yeah, that's nice. Alright, so get that to there. So if I get that to there, and then that to here. And then bingo. See, nice straight lines. And then this just needs to run around here. Now, we might do this. Actually, no, we won't. No, we'll stay up that height. So that's going to come to here. And then I just need to get it as simple as that. I've done this a gazillion times. It's steel ingot, not steel pipe. I'm making steel pipe with steel ingots. Now that I've got that, that will be off and going now on our Mark II journey. I don't have to worry about that for a bit. Uh-huh. So that's for heavy modular frame. Steel ingots is coming in. There's 180 for 6 machines, so that's 20 each, 30 each. And the output is steel pipe. There's 126 machines, 20 each. Alright, the spreadsheet. Oh, hold on. Some reason I was signed out of my Google Sheets. Alright, so that's the 6. And I'll put a monitor here as well. Should be 120. Chevrolet, hey Mr. Smirkin, how are you doing today? I am doing very well, thank you. How about yourself? How goes it? Things are going well. Very organised. Yep, not bad, thanks. It goes well. That's what I want to hear. Alright, so now we need to build another floor on this building for another floor of foundries. It's been a while since we've added to this building. You know, I actually don't think we're going to need that for the moment. put another floor on. We need to put the stairs on. Another elevator extension. Gaz, your whole fuel plant is dead. Wow. That's no good. Have you seen Kibbit's last video? I'm going to be honest with you, I've not seen Kibbit's any videos. Just not my cup of tea, sorry. Alright, that to there. I'm sure you can give him a run for his money with your builds. He's a very creative player. He's very skilled at what he does. He's in a bit of a class of his own. I'll definitely give him that. But thank you for the compliment. I have to connect the bigger plant across the map to it. Oh, guys. Oh. Oh. Am I going nuclear? I am indeed. I am doing, and you can have a look at it in this link. There's a link to the spreadsheet. Everything that can be automated in this game is being built in this playthrough. So yes, nuclear power, but also turbo fuel, rocket fuel, nitrogen fuel. I've pre-mapped out the playthrough before I started. I've had to tweak it a couple of times, just maybe some recipes were incorrect, or I decided on something slightly different to what I planned. That's how I know what I'm doing next, is I just go, alright, we've done that task, and now I can move on to the next task. That's how I know how many ingot machines I need for the next bit, and so on and so on. My lights are on now. Alright, that's all ready to go. Now, am I happy with the layout on this floor? I would say... I'd say yes. I'm going to stick with what I've got. Alright, so... the foot on the line. And let's update our blueprint. How many do I want? Yeah, yes. Yeah, we'll do an updated blueprint. So foundry by 3. Like that. And they're all do it with the splitters attached and all of the other stuff. Encased Industrial Beams, heavy modular frames. Yep, alright. So they are just to that set up. Alright.
Smecken thanks you very much for your resub.
So the constructor layout.
Thank you, Max Nolly, for renewing your tier 1 sub of 6 months. Feels good, man. Good to be back. How's it going? Long time no see.
Max coming in with the resub 6 months. That's absolutely awesome. Thanks very much. Really appreciate it. Good to see you. Good to be back. How's it going? Long time no see. Thank you very much. Yes, it's been a while. I have been back since 1.0 started. It's just that I'm not streaming the times I used to stream anymore because of the because I work and all those sorts of life things. Shabbily, I had to look out the window, thought it was thundering. That's a good thunder. I like that one. So, how have you been, Max? How have you been? So these are... Alright, let's just make sure I'm looking at things properly. I nearly made a mistake there. Steel ingot. So it's going to be... I've done this one, the Pulse Nobilis. We did that one. So it's 6. That's fine. So that's still going to be 45 and 45. So they're all marked 1. So let's go logistics 3 and 4. If I put that there, and then I get our, I can just do the splitter. This one here, yep. Well, you're also overseas in Australia, therefore your times are different to mine. Yep. Well, I'm good. Kind of figuring out everything work-related still. Excellent. What was going on with your work? Sorry, it's been a while. Gaz, peace out. Smirking, connected power plants and now for bed. Enjoy your stream. Thanks very much, Gaz. Okay, like that. That's what I want. I'm going to leave these still unconfigured because they are just a foundry. And then for the output, a merger by 3 for the foundry, like that. That is connected, yep, and that is connected, yep, and then that is, they're going to come out at 45 per minute. So that's all correct. Mark 1. Hey, so that is the updated blueprint I wanted to make. So foundry by 3 with S plus M. And then the blueprints, it's going in machines under foundry, and it's the foundry icon. Alright, we'll give that a go. Finished studies end of 23, then looking for work in 24. Had a job for 6 months and now employed at my mum's company since last December. Very small company and like 8 employees. Now that's a bit of a change in pace. That sounds very interesting. Alright, so this is the new one. The lip. The foot is on the join of the 1, 2, 3rd join. So that's 1, 2, 3. Like that. And like that. That should be how it looks below. Yep. Indeed, but much better work environment than what I had last year. I obviously, absolutely. It'd be much different working. Much different and much better working with family. I assume that you get along with your family, of course. But yeah, working for employers and that sometimes is a bit of a chore. Let's be honest. Okay, that's 9 machines. And then I'll do 9 on the other side. The output might vary, but I'm always going to input the same way for these machines. So that's first join, that's the second join, this is the 3rd join, and there. What's your mum's company? What do you do there? What sort of, if you don't mind me asking? We need our foundry poles. This is much quicker with all that done in the blueprint. Now lift is over here. I think I might run that to here. Actually, scrub that. I reckon. So basically, lifestyle kitchen panels, for example, the wall behind the stove to cover any splatters of oil. Yep, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, when my parents had their kitchen remodeled, and they got this glass back panel that had a flower pattern behind it. It looked pretty fancy. Right. Alright, so now what's going to happen is iron is going to come in for all the machines, but coal's only going to come in for the first six of them, because we're going to use the coke steel ingots after this. So I'm going to put, I did this, did I do? No. So the coal I'm going to put, the iron I'm going to put higher up, I think. And then what was that one? That's what I wanted there. Let's get rid of that. And I just have to change, get rid of, oh actually yeah, this is, well, hold on, uh-oh, I've done them backwards. No, I haven't. Have I? Yeah, I know it's gonna, yeah. It's like that, coming in from the side. That's better. Alright, so they're like that. Now, I'm going to confuse things, and I'm going to use that here for the coal. and delete the top one. So I'm going to delete coal's going to be at the bottom. This will make sense in a sec. And coal is at the top. Right. And then, so we've got, it'll be just steel ingots at 100%, 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it's 45. That's 135 each way, so that's a Mark 3 to there, and that's a Mark 3 to there, and it's still the same. I mean, that's a Mark 3 to there. That's a Mark 3, and that's a Mark 3. Right. So that's going to be coal. Now, so I don't, not that I want to waste coal, but I'm going to put so this is overflow. And more overflow. And then So I'm going to change this slightly. I'm going to put I'm just thinking. Because I want to overflow the coke in the future, but I want to make sure it doesn't get mixed up and clog belts. And the way to do that is if I put a smart splitter there, that would send coke that way and coal and everything else and coal that way. And then same with this one here, because this one is that one direct? That's overflow, and that's coming straight from a machine, so that one doesn't matter actually. So I have a merger here, the coal goes that way, so straight ahead is coal and left is coke. Alright, so that's fine. And then this here, yeah, I want to add the coke to this belt here. I'm just trying to do it in a way, yeah, actually it'll be here. I think we'll put it there. And then, because that's going to the sink. Okay, so now I just need to bring coke conveyor belt issue. I need to that's it. We just need to, so we're coming out that same spot, which is good. Oh. Perfect. All right, and then we'll go back up the top. Oops. So this is going to be overflow for coal and then eventually coke. So what I'm going to do is I'll go to here. I'm going to say, because those three are going to be separate, let's do here a merger going this way. That's ready for overflow, coke overflow. And then this here, ooh, tight. I'm going to send this down here and join up with this. This is my coke overflow, coal overload, which will become coke. So left is overflow. Just going to double check that I've done all this correctly. Yeah. This is coal overflows that are coming into here, and then they then go coke is left, coal straight here. Right, perfect, good. Okay, so I'm going to put a merger. That's it. It might make more sense if it was here. Okay, and then yeah, actually that didn't really matter, but yeah, it's going at this height here. Yep. That might reach to there. Yep, and then this. I'm going to change that this here. Because that's when I had the other ones, the stackables, I think. Yeah, either way there's no clipping if I do it like that. I don't know why I did it like that, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Alright, that's all been dealt with. Overflow for iron is a different kettle of fish. I think it's this one below me here. Yeah. Okay. So this one, I might just go I'll come back this way. Think about that. I can join it in. We'll actually join it much further down. I'm going to take this all the way down. Yeah. Yep, we'll do that there. the one. I'm going to put this here. Like this. And that deals with all the iron overflow. Perfect. All right. Now that we've done that, let me think for a minute. We need to go and make the pipe foundries. It's the pipe constructors. So that's 9 machines. So go back over to here. And that means we need another floor on this building. Rightio. This way. Excuse me. walls. And then stairs. And then, let me think. Stairs. The way with the fairies there for a second, thinking about something else. I had to remember what I was doing. Right, as for the floor layouts of these, eight. I only get 8 with this setup, and I need 9. I think what I'm going to do is sacrifice the end pillars in these ones, because I really would like to have 9. All in one hit, but then there's another one later. So there's 2 that could be down below. That's a whole floor there of those 2. Yeah. 9. Basically, I didn't make this building big enough. That's alright. I could still work around that. As for the spacing, the hump was on the middle, on the 3rd one back. to there, but I'm going to bring this to there. No, I was going to bring that to here. We're going to... Yep. Alright, let's make a few changes here. I still think I will... We'll do that. This one can go straight. So this one was... like that. Perfect. Now these, this is 9 and 100%. I'm going to do them this side because they're going to go straight over to this building right here. One. And then 60. Power's here. So run. I think I'll go. That. Right, and the output is over here. I might do okay, well I've already decided that it's up the top there. So let's just do that. And so I'll do it on the inside. So I'd say here, say here. Mark 3. Ah, yeah, it's that height there. That's good. Yep. That's fine. That works. That comes in like that. Do I do that there, or do I do it across? Doesn't really matter, I think. So I think we can go down. Ooh, maybe not. Gets pretty tricky here, doesn't it? I could go across the top of them all. There'd be no reason why I couldn't do that. I think I might kind of do that. Let's put maybe not there. Well, you know what? Seeing, oh no, I don't want to do that. There's no reason why I can't do it there. Wrong way. Actually, probably I'm right under a machine. That's a reason why I can't do it there. So if I came one more across, it'd be at this height here. Yeah, we'll do that. That's our output. Spongelet, hello, welcome. Good to see you today. What's happening in your world? So I reckon for this one, I'm going to go better there. And then I can go to there, and then where are we going to go? This one here. Do it just one. So I feel like I deleted something then I shouldn't have, but I can't see evidence of it. Alright, there's our output. Not convoluted at all. Now that's got to be hooked up to 6 machines. I need to do... Which way do I do overflow? Heading to the left. So... So blueprints. Logistics. Constructor and smart splitter left. That way. And I want to put that there and then that goes there. I still need to fit a normal split up there. So straight ahead is steel ingots and overflows to the left. So these all take 30, 60, 90. So that's one there. And then that's going to go up to there, and then so that's 270. That's a Mark III coming in. My overflow, I want to join up with just try something. Oh, I'm off. Okay, so the belt is the issue here. It needs to be 5. Right, and now that to there. It doesn't line up with that there. I've done something different on this level. Oh, I've stepped these out more. I see. Then I would say my solution is maybe we'll just do that. All right. You know what? I probably could have avoided all this, but anyway. Because I don't really need this splitter merger here unless I bring that one overflow around here and join up with this one, but anyway. Whatever. The only issue I've got here is I might bring it in this way. Alright, and then that lets me bring this in. What floor are we on? We're the next floor up. I could bring it in the next floor up. Or I reckon no. I'm gonna bring it in through there, I reckon. so close. Got a very frustrating little tickle. Doesn't hurt, just tickles. Right here. Now I think I used this one here and just delete the belt section I don't need. Perfect. So that's ready for coal and iron, and we're going to deal with that not just at the moment. Pion, been tuning in for a few streams. It's very fun to watch you build. Thanks. Oh, thanks for letting me know. I really appreciate it, and glad you've been hanging out. Hopefully the chilled vibes and what you need. So I might go make... okay, so...
Buckle up, there's a raid incoming.
I was going to say a bunch of stuff, but there's a raid coming in. That's more important. So we might have
Thank you to Lady and Tulip for the raid of 13 viewers.
Welcome everybody coming in with a raid. Tulip, welcome. Thanks for the raid. Folks, if you're not following Tulip, you need to, because she makes the most beautiful spaghetti in Satisfactory with 0 clipping. It's amazing. It's definitely a sight to be seen. Plus other great games as well, like I think X4 was one of them. How was your stream? What'd you get up to? So what I want to do is I want to re-record a lot of these truck routes that are going on here because they're not perfect. So I've decided the way I want to do that is go to all of the source truck stations and pause them there at each truck station, take them off autopilot, and then they should just stay in that spot while I then go and re-record each individual one and then turn them all on. And I don't want to do that this stream, I'm going to do that next stream. So I'm going to wait for the... I still have to make the concrete for the Encased Industrial Beams. So we're going to go make that now and get that ready, because that'll also be trucked in. So I'll get a bit of that ready. Because once I truck in these resources, everything should just start making heavy modular frames. You're doing X4 today, took out a Xenon defense platform, nice. Handing the sector over into the hands of the Taladi, who were supposed to move patrol fleets in, but they did not. So it was not as successful as I was hoping for. Oh well, you did what you could do. Alright, so our concrete is all the way over here. Alright, so we have to start another floor because this one's full. Yep. And we need, let's have a look. "12 machines I've got here making making concrete for encased industrial beams. That'll make 450. That'll need 450 limestone, and it'll make 150 concrete. They're underclocked a bit. I'm wondering, let's have a look. Shinzo, yo, smoke in your factory is looking good. I remember the humble beginnings and look at it now. Nice, thanks Shinzo. It's really starting to take shape. I'm going to put some walls up soon. That'll really help it start to block it off a bit. But yeah, I love all these vehicles driving around. I'm really glad we persisted with the trucks. They're working quite nice. And that's what was going to be under here as well. Some limestone coming in. Alright, so this was on this floor. Nine, yep, okay, 9. So we get 9 on a floor, on a side. What is the cost? Okay, so it's 10. It was 10. So if I did 90%, no, it would have to be... I might do 9 at 112%. That's going to make it a little bit cleaner, I reckon. You gave me an idea. I might try. I want to do a factory like yours, but with trains instead of trucks. That's a great idea. It did work very well. That is in the. It is in the plans for this playthrough. Because I'm at the stage where I'm nearly out of. Well, I'm out of crude oil, local crude oil. Like, I'm going to have to train in any more oil. And that's why I've left this at this height, because I can train. I've allowed for trains underneath. Pion, is game performance ever an issue for you in this build size? Like, there are objects you build or objects you void to maintain good performance? I think one of the biggest issues is, at the moment, not having the walls. When I go through some of these areas where I'm looking at a lot of stuff, it can start to get a little bit jittery, as you can see. So I want to go through and wall it off, so it's not having to calculate all that. That's probably the main thing. Some of the things I try and avoid is when I'm building conveyor belts and all that, I try and maximize the length of a belt. So if I made something and it took 3 and I used 3 belts, but I could do it in 2, then I'd optimize it to only do two, not one joint, and have 2 belts.
And as the saying goes, choo choo, motherfuckers.
That's right, Shinzo. Choo choo indeed. What else? Yeah, I would say that's probably the one thing. Like a good example here, I'll show you now, is I'm about to put another. Well, I'll put 2 layers of. I'll put another layer of stairs coming up. This is a good example of what I just talked about. So I'm going to blueprint my stairs here, and I know they should go there. They go there. And what I do is, because this is the blueprint I used from the start and it works, but there's a gap here. So instead of going like that and making that there, I'm going to delete this piece and just make one piece. I don't know how much performance difference that really matters, but it's just something I think would make sense. And that, like, even with the next one I do up, I'll then delete this and just do one piece to do both sections. Good to know. My PC isn't the best, so I'll try and use walls to help with less drawn objects. Not a problem. Shinzo, one piece is real. Yeah, so that's sort of the way I go about it. Yeah. I think it's going to be, at some point it may get a little bit laggy regardless, you know, like. And there's also situations that occur that I can demonstrate that are out of your control. And one of them is, let's see if my memory's correct here. So this is all pretty okay, me moving around here like this. It's a bit kind of choppy over here. And when I get over, I may have to go down here. You can see here it's really, I'm not looking at a lot of stuff, but you can see it's struggling a bit. What is happening there that's out of your control is the world's built up of different tile pieces, and I could be on the corner of two pieces. So what's happening is I'm reaching a threshold where suddenly the computer wants to render or wants to calculate all the objects that are in the next piece, the next tile. And then I step back and then wants to do the other one. And yeah, so there's a bit of that can go on sometimes. They've optimized it a lot, but you still will notice it from time to time. That was a reference to One Piece magnet that has to be bought up when someone says One Piece. I see. I am not as versed in the manga as I could be. Probably the last thing I really watched properly was, Cowboy Bebop might have been one, but Akira the movie was probably the last serious one I watched. Corin, hello everyone. Got home really late from work, so been from a work thing, so been lurking while getting to bed. Just saying hi. No worries, Corin. Thanks for dropping by and saying hi. Hope things are going well.
Hey Smackin', you just got a follow.
Thank you Fudgesicles37 for the follow.
Rightio. Fudgesicles. What a name. Coming in with a follow. Good to see you. How many hours is this save? It's a bit over 300 hours right now. Let's have a look. 311 hours and 59 minutes and 18, so maybe 312 hours. No, 314 hours, right, on the auto save. Sorry, I missed that comment before, Shinzo. Marcel, if I read that correctly, it says Ein Wunderschnolchen, Guten Tag, and my answer to that is yes. I think. I don't know. Rate my German, if it's German, on a scale of 1 to 9. Thank you. That was painful to listen to. Yep. Not as painful as the joke I just made. Yes, it's German and not a problem. Yeah, sorry, I had no idea what you said. Vegetable. Crickets. That's the one. That's the one. Oh dear. You didn't even notice the joke. Ouch. There's a burn. No, fair, fair. Alright, so this. Alright, so I reckon my mistake I made was this needs to go one more that way. And I'm going to put that in the middle of that one and... Alright, let's see if I can do this time. So... I'm going to do... that to there. And that to there. I think... No. It's this one I want. No, it's the other way. It's that way. Yeah. Yeah, because I had these spaced further out. Yeah, that's better. Oops, pressed the wrong button. Too many things going on. This one might actually fit 9 if I think. Like that is where it would be, but nah, I'll do 8. Like that, there we go. And that deals with that. I've got a constructive hole. Now, elevator is over here. That's how I get my power. I haven't done hypertubes yet. They're going to be added at some point. I want to make sure they integrate with the city properly. Right, so it's 9 machines at 112%. Oops. And then, now I did do this before, I think. It was a smart splitter. No, that was for the foundry. But the other one, overflow went back that way. Okay, so wind came up from underneath. That might still be what we do here, I reckon. 'Cause that's coming in from there. Maybe. We might do that. It's going around that way and feeding in there. Actually, yeah, we might do that. I've noticed using concrete walls but no concrete floors. You don't like them? I use concrete down here as the dividers between... I use them for my footpaths and the divider with the road barriers. I like these, the play style I'm using, where I have this, I have to space things like that, like everything has to be spaced like that, and it's really easy to use the lines on the foundations for these, with these ones. Yeah. But yeah, I really do like the concrete walls. They are a nice effect. That one there is in the complete wrong position, to be honest. I don't know what that is. And I did start off with using these a lot, but I've really fallen in love with the roof. When you see everything hanging from the ceiling and you've got everything like your line of sight is clear, I find it much cleaner. personally. I'll go get a drink. I'll be back in a sec. Rightio. Is there going to be 50? Right, so I'm going to put my smart splitter this similar way this time, like this. And the overflow will be that way. How many meters is between your floors, or how many wall sections? So it's 4 walls. Oh. Yeah, 4 walls. The refineries, the levels that have refineries are 8, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's just a double. Yep. And it works really, even the manufacturers seem to fit. In retrospect, I might, in the future, if I was to do this again, I'd maybe do 5. Because I have I'll show you over here. It's better to explain it visually than to try and say it. As per my guide there, that link I just put in chat, which explains some of the rules I've put in place for myself. One of those rules is I can't have belts clipping through splitters and mergers. So there needs to be space. Like I can't have, it's hard for me to show you here. You can see if I put a Mark IV belt through there, it clips right into that splitter or smart splitter. And because of that, and also I don't like stacking I don't like stacking splitters directly on top of each other because they merge into each other, and I don't like that. So I've had to be pretty creative to allow to get all that to work. And with 4 inputs on a machine, and the other thing that falls into it is in all of my machines, the input is overflow for every production line. So these screws coming in, I've got 2 lines of screws. There's always a smart splitter first that sends it into the production line, but if it fills up, then it goes overflow, and that overflow goes to the sink. So I've got to allow for all of that as well. And you can see there's this multi-belt going through. But getting back to my thing, I've had to run one of my inputs for my manufacturer up here and on this side to be able to make all this work. And the reason, one of the reasons why is when you do, so I've got these templates for my splitters and mergers. So I've got a merger that's at 8, at 7, at 6, and so on and so on. Just so I don't have to build them and delete them. But the merger that is at 6 high, which is the height of a that lift is fine, it won't clip, and it lines up properly, but the roof of the splitter clips into the concrete, and I don't like that. So I have to then go down to 5, the height of 5. And these are just guidelines I've made for myself. Which now you can understand why I would say a building height of 5 walls would have been, a floor of 5 hall would have really helped with the manufacturers. And the reason why I'm not changing it is because I don't want to have to go and change. All of these line up, and I want to be able to run around between floors. And when I run around between floors, I don't want to get stuck on, I don't have any belts down at this level, because then I can't run around. So if I had a building that was 4 high and a building that was 5 high, then this would start to get really weird. What's this on the end of my finger, I might ask? Would you believe it, but I got a really bad case of gangrene. And yeah, it's so cold here in Australia that it's permanently black. And I wouldn't believe that either, because it's completely not true. I use a trackball, right? And with the trackball, I've used it so much. I use it so much that I get slippery skin on my finger, and I don't get any grip. So that's the glove tip of a nitrile glove. And things with trackballs is that they are like the old ball mice, and they get gunked up too. Like they get little bits of fluff and that in there on the pressure points. So it gets caught, and with it combined with a slippery finger means that it doesn't work well. So that's why I have my tip. That's my tip for the day. You lost me at cold in Australia. Well, look, yeah. I went with 10 walls between floors, but I've run into a problem where elevators were too short for your factories. Yeah, right. Okay. Understand. It's a mouse dom for his little mouse. That's right. Just the tip, bare minimum? Yes, just the tip. I used to use I don't have it here, but I used to have a trackball that used my thumb, and my thumb was the same. Like I had to put a tip on it. How goes it? It goes very well, thanks. Valik, I've played this before, but deleted my old saves, and I'm starting again. That's good. It's good to start fresh and get stuck into it again. Alright, what I'm gonna do right now is I'm just gonna run the output back and then we're going to wrap up the stream because I can feel my voice starting to wear out a bit, and I do want to preserve it a bit. We're going to be making 150 concrete, so that's 50, so that's a Mark 1. But yeah, no, hey, until you've tried a trackball, no, once you've gone trackball, you'll never go back. Well, that's my theory anyway. I try to be organised. It all ends up looking like garbage anyway. So Valik, all I recommend is, and I'm not telling you do what I'm doing, but this, where is it? That link I just put in chat has like a guide of how I'm doing this playthrough, like with some rules I've set down. That really keeps you focused on stopping things from getting really messy. Like my main buses can't have mergers or splitters inside them, so that this here that runs around the outside of every building, there's never a merger or a splitter in it. And that keeps things organised for me. It's just sort of one thing. Learning a lot about logistics, where the blueprint designer is. I get you. Yep. Play Kappa, when they enter your stream, but people are more interested in the streamer's finger than the content. Absolutely. We all hear about the trackball technology stream. Absolutely. It's not about Satisfactory. You used to have a trackball bare minimum? Nice. I'm up to trackball. It's interesting. I'm up to... Okay, so I brought one when I was about 19 or 20. And then I sort of went off it for a while, and then I got another one. I had 2 of that model, I think. And then I bought, they were Logitechs. Then I bought this, I think I bought this thumb one, and then, which is a Japanese model Elcon. And then I went to this one, the huge, that's 5. And then I bought another one, this one. This is from a streaming PC, that's 6. Long story short, I've been thinking about making a hardware review of my trackballs and going through it. Lieutenant General Zombie, Smirkon's good with his fingers? Well, I've never had complaints. Oh, hold on. Oh, I haven't done this for ages. No. I don't know where it is. I used to have some funny stuff to play.
Well, I started off with a deep voice. Not so good with my fingers now. No, I'm not. I used to have this saxophone. That must be on this one? No, this one? Oh, there it is. Smokin's good with his fingers? Well, never had just ruined it. Fudgesicles, thanks very much for clicking the Make It Rain Channel Points Redemption Award. By clicking the Make It Rain Channel Points Redemption Award, you've agreed to donate $69 to the full-time stream or the part-time stream fund. Simply donate 6,900 bits in chat or donate via the links provided. And you'll fulfill your obligation of the rules here. Your part anyway. Thank you very much for clicking the Make It Rain channel points redemption award.
Hey, Smackin,
You still
just
have
got a follow.
the deep
Thank
voice
you,
on.
Valectus Chain, for the
I've
follow.
always had a deep voice. I don't know what you're talking about. And like I said, not so good with your fingers now. No, good. Yeah, anyway. I've never had complaints.
All right. Good times. Happy days. Okay, anyway. I need to get this concrete back. Yeah, I haven't played with some of that stuff for a while, so I get a bit... 16 buttons later, we get there. Yes. Yes. I have a touch screen in front of me with 4 different panels of buttons, and it gets confusing when I don't use it for a while. I reckon... So the concrete's got to go... That's where it currently goes. And then it jumps across and then goes over here. Alright, so the concrete would come in here. I'm just seeing... So it's not going to go through there because that's blocked off. Gotta get to sleep. We'll see you later. No worries, Shinzo. It's good to chat to you. We'll talk soon. Have I ruined that? So I can go at that level. We might do that. Because that's clear most of the way. Where are we going to be going? That's the second one from the top. Yeah, I think that's going to be where we're going to run it. Oh, got a big jump there from this autosave. Let's try and commit to that and see what happens. And that's going to be a Mark III coming back. Alright. Cool, we've got that as the default build. And we're going to have to add some height here to get through here. So we'll put this and that one there. That's here. That's the silica factory. We haven't done much with that, but that's going to change soon. We'll be getting what do you call it? Aluminium happening soon. Struggle fitting these in sometimes, getting them lined up properly. I got an idea where they all go to, like because of the. So the trick here is because there's 7 foundations between the buildings, that's the maximum length of a belt. So if the hole was in the wrong spot, it just wouldn't connect because it's too long. There will only ever be one correct spot for the hole. So I think I'll come back here. Where did I cross over here before? I have done it here before like this. Yeah. And we had that on the corner. And we're going to do that, I think. Yep, give myself a clap. But you kind of know where it's going to go based on the like that. This particular hole cuts through the it cuts through the wall between the two joining wall sections. I suppose that's a good another way that you keep your factories clean is by having all the floors the same levels. Then it means I'm doing things consistently, and in my head I know where things begin to form habits of where things should go. Now this one, I think we'll wrap around the outside that way. Follow it around on the inner path, I think. Right, so that should get me to nope, wrong spot. Oh, it looked pretty cool. That's better. I'm on the outside. So I think I'm going to put it here matching this one. Hold on. No, I was going to run it on the inside. Do this again. That needs to go to there. Yep. Yep, that's looking good. And then we're going to go to all right. Just going to do this properly. Like that. And everything else lines up. Yep. And then that's it. That's what I wanted. Oh, hold on. What? Ah, done the wrong. I need to be here to match up with this one. redo this one. That will get deleted. That'll get. And then this here went to there. We'll just ignore that. Let's go with that, that's fine. Right. That's better. Knew what I was doing all along. And that's going to come around and we'll go. Over here. So they're directly facing each other. That might cause me issues in the future. Maybe not. But this here, I'm going to go yeah, I'm going to put it here. If I'm going to do this, then I might do this to avoid possible future conflicts. How do you turn on zoop again? Press R. So when you can cycle between your build mode, default zoop and vertical. That's my output. Definitely a good key to have hot binded if you have a mouse with hot binds or something like that. It can certainly help. Alright, that's the output. So I reckon we're going to wrap it up there, ready for the next episode. In the next episode we're going to set up some limestone coming into here, and then with some trucks, and then we're going to... We actually got... We might... Where have I got my limestone coming from at the moment? I've got... Yeah, I've got one coming from the distance that I want to change over, and then there's another one over there. That one over there, I don't think I want to truck it in because it's that node there. And it doesn't seem to be that. Maybe I should bring that over to here and belt it along here. It might be a bit cleaner than this. I don't like it running underneath, to be honest. We might change that. Don't know. But the other one's coming from... I'm here, there's that one there, I'm looking at that one over there. That one's already been used. That's copper I want to run in properly. Oh, that is that one there. Oh, hold on. Oh no. Saved it. Yeah, okay. So that one does run over there. So this other one... Oh yeah, that's this one here. Right, there's one right here. There's no point trucking that in. This iron is going to be used in the copper factory soon with the alternate recipes. It's waiting for that to happen. But yeah, the new iron will bring in the new limestone. There's a pure. There's two pures there, so it's kind of worth putting a truck station there and trucking those ones in. Because I'm gonna need more soon when we do the adaptive control units. So it might make sense to do that at that point. I don't think there's anything else. That one's normal, but that one's normal. I prefer to use pures for future use. That one there is also a pure. But yeah, if I get those two, and then they can be part of this road here, perhaps. Or they could possibly come through here. and then down. I can come down here. Don't know. I'll have to investigate what we're going to do with that. But yeah, it's going to be a couple of episodes of trucking, I think. I'm just going to go to the other end of this and hook it up, because I didn't actually hook it up. And then that'll be that. Hold on a sec. I didn't put a sign. Things always take longer than expected, don't they? No, actually, I will put the sign on when I do the inputs properly, when I feed it up. But I will connect it, and then we'll wrap up this playthrough. We'll get rid of that blueprinter up there. Alright, so it's going to come in to here. Oh, I didn't run it all the way. Almost all the way. Perfect. Alright. Looking good. Yeah, a bit of work done today. We added this floor to the Oh, I made a mistake, didn't I? I did. I hooked those up. This is not what this... Alright, I'm going to fix this first. It's these ones that have to be hooked up, not those ones. This is completely incorrect. I'm glad I saw that now. Not a big one, but big enough to notice. Yeah, yeah. Because, and there's a good reason. Oh, I never put the sign down. That's one reason why I failed. So this is for the heavy modular frame, and this is... Where am I? Steel Ingot. $270 by 6 is 45 each. And this is coal. And it's the same. And this is steel ingot. All right. Something doesn't look right here. I think what I've done there is I wasn't looking at the ground. When I placed that down, I was looking at the ceiling. That's one of the weird things about blueprints. That's much better. Alright, let's fix this up. This is pretty straightforward because all I gotta do is change this to there. I'm glad I spotted that. And then I'll just double check upstairs. I was getting confused with the, I needed 9 machines for the actual the steel pipe. That's where I got confused. I'll still leave these other, like, I'll sort that all out later, but that all was fine. This is all good. I'm glad I realised that. Alright. We'll head over. We'll wrap up the stream now. But yeah, we've achieved quite a bit today. A lot of ready to go infrastructure. We added that floor. We have to hook up that to the machines down below for the truck stations. We've added another concrete floor and they've wired it all, hooked it all up. and we did the pipes. They're all hooked up. Alright. Productivity City. A lot of work to get heavy modular frames. 6 coupons today. That was a very busy episode today. We started off with, we made the steel pipe constructors for the heavy modular frames. We hooked up the already made foundries making steel ingots to those and routed those over to the heavy modular frame build. We then added another floor to the steel ingot factory of foundries and prepared the foundries for steel pipe for the encased industrial beams, made the constructors for those steel pipe and sent that over to the encased industrial beams factory. We then went over to the concrete factory and made another floor in the concrete factory and set up the constructors for the concrete for the encased industrial beams. And then I had to tidy up a couple of things I made issues with, but that's all fine. We sorted that out. In the next episode, we'll be redoing some truck routes and bringing in some more resources for those production lines, and we'll get that all running. Once we get iron, coal, that'll get the steel running, and then once we get limestone in, that's everything required. Then it's already built it up. Our heavy modular frame should start making. So that's very exciting. It's going to take a bit of work because I want to re-record all those truck routes for the steel ingot factory, and there's a bit of work involved there, but I know how to do it. I want to try it. We'll see how we go. Anyway, alright, here he is. Oh, how lucky are you? Hey, you get to say bye to everyone in chat before we go on our raid. Absolutely awesome. Alright. Hey, how have you been, mate? Fudgicles, Foofy, yep, this is Randy. He's the star of the show sometimes. Hey? Past your bedtime, isn't it, mate? Alright. Thanks for hanging out, everyone. It's been great. Thanks for the bits of follows, the cheers, the subs, the donos, the gives, the subs, the resubs. But most importantly, thanks for just hanging out. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. Have a good morning, afternoon, evening, and night. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.